Morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Halfway through the week. We nearly made it. How is everyone doing this morning? Hi, Sam. I'm doing very well. Thank you. I'm Jigisha. I hope you're doing well too. I need to find my list of names. I always lose it. I need to. Oh well, sorry if I call you by your parents' name. It's not intentional. I'm good. I'm good. Haley, I'm really well, thank you. Hey Tegan, I'm very well, thank you. Oh, happy birthday, Hayden. I hope you have something else fun planned as well as up and at 'em. Sophia, I'm doing very well, thank you. I hope you're doing good too. And everyone, please wish it. Everyone, please wish Hayden a really happy birthday. Yeah, I'm always full of energy in the morning, Alex, because it's normally I've just had my coffee, so that's why I've got my chutzpah. Yeah, I'm doing really well, thanks, Isabella. Yay, Tanya wishing Hayden a happy birthday too. So today we are doing, I'm introducing the concept of punctuating speech and sentences, which James is going to build on later this afternoon. So it's all about direct speech, reported speech. There's some other stuff in there too, some stuff about dialogue. And also I wanted to pick up on like some slightly harder questions where we look at like picking the best reporting clause that matches the sentence. So we've got a bit of spice thrown in this morning. So a variety of different questions. Yeah, lots of happy birthday messages to Hayden. I'm good. James, thank you. I hope you're too. Haley is ready. I'm ready too. What I'll do is I'll share my screen, try and find my list of names. I don't know where it is. It's probably under my washing. I didn't put my washing away last night. I was naughty. Anyway, I digress. I will share my screen and we'll start with some warm-ups and then we will get going with the lesson. So this is, I just love this word, epistrophe. We've talked about this a little bit last week. What is the antonym of the word epistrophe? Now, I know you're thinking you might have seen this question before. I'm just trying to get all these words to stick in your mind. If you want an extension, could you define the other words on the screen? Good coffee. Yes, well done, Kibram. Simile uses like or as. Morning, Yasmin. Morning, Tally. Hey, Anna. Harrison, too. Hey, Noel. Okay, so this is just a little warm up to get us going. We've had about a minute, so I'll start talking through the options. So an epistrophe is a type of repetition that occurs at the end of a sentence, okay? So like I went downstairs and I had lots of energy. I made my coffee and I had lots of energy. I came upstairs to give my lesson and I had lots of energy. By ending each sentence with "and had lots of energy," I'm using epistrophe. So I'm emphasizing the fact I have a lot of energy. So we want the antonym. Antonym is opposite, yeah. So the opposite of an epistrophe is anaphora. Anaphora is repetition that you have at the start of a sentence. So I was full of energy, so I went downstairs and made some coffee. I was full of energy, so I came upstairs to teach. So I was full of energy. I'm repeating that at the start of each sentence. So that is my repetition. Now, we have, let's go through the other ones. Enjambment, that's for poems. That's when a poem is like the sentence runs on from the line, so you don't have a complete sentence on a line. So it might be something like, let me plug in my graphics tab, wire, dramatic pause. So enjambment might be something like, I hope my laptop has enough battery. Let's do a nice little pink pen to match the background. If we had like, hello, my name is Jono. Imaginative sentences to start the lesson. This enjambment, all it means is rather than having hello, my name is Jono on one line, I've intentionally split it over two lines. So we call that an enjambment, okay? Enjambment. Plus, it just sounds fancy. Do you know what? If using a fancy word makes you feel good, use a fancy word. We need all the help we can get being happy with everything that's happening in the world. So if learning a new word makes you happy, put it in your vocab journal, learn it. A simile, we know what a simile is. That uses like or as. Like Jono was jolly as a bunny. It's a nice one. A metaphor would be describing something as being someone else. So Jono was a bunny hopping into the lesson. Allegory is an extended metaphor. So if I kept on describing myself as a bunny for the rest of the lesson, which, do you know what? I might just do that. That would be an allegory. Okay. And we've done an aphora. Okay, good job. Right, next question. In the Q&A, who remembers what was the origin of the silent C? We covered this a few weeks ago. And great job, Olivia and Nawal on the extension activity, and Thomas too. Really good difference between simile and metaphor. Mazza as well. Don't worry if you're a little bit late, Elisita. We're just getting started. I think in the chat today we have I think we have a treat today. I think James is in the Q&A today. Good morning, Crystal Moon. What a great Zoom name. Ah, great job, Satish, James, Lucas. It is indeed from Latin. Well done. So they come from words in Latin that would have been pronounced with a sk sound. So like that's the origins of the silent C. Nice little bit of trivia, a nice little factoid to get our brains warmed up this morning. Okay, one more. There's a piece of punctuation missing from this sentence. Oh, I left the poll. I did not stop the poll. I'm really sorry. Next, have a look at this. Jono had the best morning. Yasmin, Levi, and Tegan all gave amazing answers. True fact. So what do I need to do to correctly punctuate that sentence? What do I need? A minute to have a think. Okay, so we've had about a minute. What I'm going to remind you or suggest is that bear in mind that what is the second part of the sentence doing? The little bit after the purple gap, what is its purpose? Is it just related to the sentence, or is it providing an explanation? Because that's going to impact which punctuation we use. Okay, I'm going to end the poll and just share the results. And I see the majority of us went for answer option A, colon, which is completely correct. Now, for those of you who are wondering, why is this a colon? It's because that second part of the sentence, or the second clause, is giving a definition as to why Jono had the best morning. So Jono had the best morning, colon, Yasmin, Levi, and Tegan all gave amazing answers. The colon, we could swap that with a because. So Jono had the best morning because Yasmin, Levi, and Tegan all gave amazing answers. So a colon is used between two clauses that have to make sense by themselves. So Jono had the best morning, Yasmin, Levi, and Tegan all gave amazing answers. But that second clause is explaining the first clause. So it's telling me why I had the best morning. So that's why we use a colon. Okay, so a nice little warm up to get us going. I think we're having a whole lesson on colons and semicolons tomorrow. So don't worry if you're not super sure on them just yet. We're going to see so much. So in this, I'm in this up and atom today. I'm doing an introduction to speech, which James will be building on later in Atom in the afternoon. So I'll just be chatting about how we put the differences between direct and reported speech and a bit of punctuation. This afternoon, James will be looking at sentence enders and also introducing dialogue, and there'll be some good review in there too. So hopefully giving you a holistic learning journey for the day. Oh, always thinking of you. So that's what we're doing. Types of speech, dialogue, questions, lots of questions today. So speech, let's get into it. There are two types of speech that you need to know about: direct speech and reported speech. My door just opened for no reason. Hopefully it's not a ghost. Direct speech, but it's got bunny ears or quotation marks, and there'll be a reporting clause. So Elsie suggested is a reporting clause. It tells us who said the speech. Now, the thing with direct speech, we use the exact words used. So take the dog for a walk, Elsie suggested. One, don't tell me what to do, Elsie, but also maybe the dog does need to go for a walk. What we've done there is we've used exactly the words that Elsie used to suggest taking dog for the walk. Now, if we have a look at reported speech, that is when we paraphrase, we report what Elsie said. So I might say, I might then go downstairs and be like, do you know what? Elsie suggested that I take a dog for a walk. She doesn't know how tired I am. So there, I'm just reporting what Elsie says to have a little gossip sesh with my housemate, right? So what we do in reported speech is we don't use any bunny ears. So no quotation marks. We report what was said. So we don't use the exact words said. We paraphrase and say what Elsie suggested. Now, a key thing with reported speech is you'll often see the use of that. So Elsie suggested that I take a dog for a walk. And that's a good way to help identify whether it's direct or indirect speech. I think reported speech is the proper way to say it. I sometimes say indirect speech, but none of us are perfect and we all make mistakes, and that's okay. Okay, so there are some other examples on the screen. So Kevin asked, are you going to the zoo? We could change that to reported speech by saying Kevin asked whether we were going to the zoo. So again, that word in bold, that whether, is a way of introducing that reported speech. So we're introducing the speech, Kevin's speech. We are reporting what he said, okay? So that's the difference between direct and reported speech. Love a little bit of speech in the morning, getting us going. Okay, so I'm going to be generous and give you a punctuation recap about direct speech and indirect speech. And then we're going to dive straight in with some questions. We've got a bit more teaching, but I feel like yesterday's lesson was quite teaching heavy with fraction. So I thought I would, go back to the basics and just have loads of polls. So I hope you're ready. Now, if we are going to be punctuating direct speech, there are three things I want you to remember. Pairs of inverted commas. You need two bunnies. Bunnies are friendly creatures, right? No bunnies left behind. We need to make sure that the bunny ears at the start of the speech have a friend, which is the bunny ears at the end of the speech, okay? So direct speech always needs two pairs of bunny ears or quotation marks or speech marks, whatever you want to call them. Keep it inside, okay? The words that are said, that direct speech, is always within the quotation marks, okay? And capital letters are required. So you need to punctuate speech just like you would punctuate a sentence. But when you start direct speech, you need to start it with a capital letter. So if we have a look at some examples, Jono said, teaching is the best part of my day. What we've done there is you can see that teaching needs a capital letter because it's the start of it's like the start of my sentence that I'm saying, right? And at the start of a sentence, we need a capital letter. Now, if you notice, there's one exception to this rule. When we have a split clause, so no, said the student, that's my mum's name. The no needs a capital letter because that's the start of the student's sentence. But we have put our reporting clause in the middle. So we don't need to start that with a capital letter because we've already started that sentence with a capital letter with no, okay? So that's the one exception to the capital letters rule. But that is a quick review of punctuating direct speech. Don't worry, we'll see lots of questions. So we'll be able to really lock in this knowledge. Don't you worry, I got you. Now, if we do a review of reported speech is not exact. And by that, I mean, it does not use the exact words that were said in the conversation, right? So you might later you'll be going like, oh, like Jono said that you always need to use bunny ears when you are punctuating direct speech. That you're reporting what I said in this lesson to whomever you were talking to. So you're not using the exact words I use because again, you need to like change the pronoun rather than saying, I'm going to teach you about bunny ears today, you would have said, Jono said he was going to teach us about bunny ears today. So again, there's some slight changes we need to make. We'll see that in the questions. It often uses words like that or whether. So like Jono said that. Jono asked whether. I need to stop using my own name. It sounds very egotistical. And the last point, no bunnies. Sorry, bunnies. There's no quotation marks in reported speech. So that's a very quick way of identifying it. So let's have a look at converting a sentence from direct speech into reported speech. Paul said, sorry, I'm late. We can then switch that around and say, Paul said that he was sorry, he was late. Now, the key things that have changed in this sentence, let me show you. What we've done is we've gotten rid of the bunny ears. Goodbye. Sorry, I'm late. Those are the exact words that Paul would have said. What we need to do is we change the I to a he, because we are reporting what speech said. So he said that he was late. We need to change the verb. I'm as I am. So we need to change it to the past tense because we're reporting what was said. He was late. So we have to change the word from the present tense to the past tense. And we get rid of the bunny ears, and we add a that to it. Okay. So those are the three things you need to do when you're converting something from direct speech into reported speech. Okay. So I think that was a pretty good review. So what we're going to do is we're going to have some questions. Let's get into it. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to relaunch the poll, give you a minute. If you want an extension, could you give me an antonym for clamored? And I'll read out my favorites. Oh, Sienna, thank you for the hair compliment. I will always accept. Hello, Sam. Sorry, Haley, if I'm missing your questions. I haven't been looking at the poll in a while. Sorry, Pauline, I am trying my best to listen to everyone. Ah, nice. Okay. Good job, Caitlin, on the extension. Whispered, very, very good. Have I not started the poll? I think I have started the poll. Yes, and well done, Lev. An antonym for clamored is whispered. Oh, muttered. Really nice, Simon. Murmured. Really nice, Justice. Really, really good. I love that. Hushed, Olivia. Very nice. Mumbled. Very, very good. Great job on the extension, everyone. So let's have a look at the question itself, and then we'll look at the extension. So why is my mouse not working today? My computer's also making a very loud noise. Okay, there we go. So let's have a look at how we all voted. The majority of us went for answer option E. Let's have a look. Well done. So what we're doing here is we've switched it up. We're taking reported speech and we're making direct speech. So in the reported speech, my sister clamored that she was late for school. We're reporting what our sister said, right? So she said that she was late for school. Now, if we wanted to make that into reported speech, my sister clamored, I am late for school. The sister is talking about herself. So we need to use the pronoun for I, first person, which is I. So I am late for school. That is how we introduce the direct speech. Now, as again, what you can see we've done to get from reported speech to direct speech, we get rid of the that, we don't need it. You can swap that for a comma, because remember, when we introduce direct speech, we need a comma to introduce it, unless it's at the start of a sentence. I am late for school. Very nice. We also then put the closing punctuation mark. That full stop goes inside the bunny ears. Remember, keep it inside. And then we keep our 2 quotation marks. We have 2 pairs of it. That was a perfect example of a well-punctuated speech sentence. Now, really good job on the extension, everyone. So some antonyms for clamor. If you clamor something, that's like screaming or like shouting or like, no, I'm late. Like that would be a clamor. Whereas if you wanted an antonym of that, it would be something like whispering or muttering or mumbling. There are some really good antonyms in the Q&A. So really good job, everyone. But if I had muttered I'm late for school, or my sister muttered I'm late for school, it would sound more like, oh, I'm late for school, rather than I'm late for school. So it's important that we pick the right reporting clause to match the tone of the sentence. More on that later. Bam. Right, let's get rid of my drawings. Okay, next question. There is an error in the sentence below. I get clumsy sometimes. What do we need to do to fix this sentence? Now, if you want an extension, you've got to tell me, what is a thaumaturge? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. It was a new word for me as well. Oh, Sophia, a really good antonyms. Jono, can you stop blabbering? We are doing speech and direct speech today, and just some. Yep, well done, Simon, on the extension, and Sophia. Morning, Heron. So for those of you wondering, a thaumaturge, I don't know if anyone knows how to say it, please let me know. It's a worker or wonder, a worker of wonders, so someone who performs miracles. So it's like a magician. So that was a new word for me. So maybe it was a new word for you too. Right, let's go back to this question. How are we voting? So about 80% of us have voted, so I'm going to end the poll. And I can see that the majority of us voted for answer option A, well done. And indeed, whether needs to be changed to has. So the old thaumaturge calmly inquired whether anyone's seen a troll. That sentence doesn't make sense. Has anyone seen a troll makes more sense. Whether is more commonly used in reported speech. So if we said the old thaumaturge calmly inquired whether anyone had seen a troll, whether would be introduced, like would be a good way of reporting the speech. But so that was a little bit of a red herring to try and trick you out on this Wednesday morning. I'm terrible, I know. So well done on that, and well done on the extension, everyone. A thaumaturge is like a magician, magic-y person. Okay, sometimes I just absolutely forget how to write sentences, and I did it again here. So can you please help me fix this sentence? And if you want an extension, can you tell me what is a gorgon? And even better, can you tell me who the gorgons were? There were 3 of them. Thank you, Foray, for the compliments on James and I's teaching. Aryan, morning. Okay, so on the extension, well done, Ayub. On the extension, we're going over what a Gorgon is now, Peniel. They are mythical creatures. Ruben, really good answer. They are to do with Greek mythology. There were 3 of them. Well done, Frida. Yes, well done, Fiona. They had snakes for hair. Very good. They were cursed by Athena. Very good, Samath. Imani, great definition. William, they are hideous creatures from mythology. Well done. I saw a great answer. Haley, great answer. I love Greek mythology too. So well done. So for the extension, we'll go over the sentence in a second. The Gorgons were 3 sisters, Stathino, Euryale, and Medusa, probably the most famous one. I don't know why she got all the attention. And they had snakes for hair, and they had the power to turn anyone who looked at them to stone. Medusa is probably the most famous, and she was killed by Perseus. Yeah, they could turn mortals to stone. Well done, Tali. Right, back to this question. What was the error in the sentence, though? Let's see how we voted. Remember, I know that some people have different reading speed. You can always watch this back on YouTube or the lesson library if you need a bit longer. So don't worry if you need a bit longer. You can always watch it back and pause it now. So let's see, we can see the majority of us went for answer option C, and you are completely right. Also, well done for the super fast people. Some people got that answer right in like 10 seconds. Great job. There are no inverted commas needed. I remarked that the flight was cancelled and the Gorgon would be delayed. I am reporting speech, so I do not need any inverted commas. If it was direct speech, it would be I remarked, comma, get rid of that. The flight was cancelled and the Gorgon will be delayed. So good job, everyone who got C right. Now, let's have a go. Just to mix up a bit in the Q&A, can you, I want to see you do it. There should also be some inverted commas at the end of this sentence. Can you convert the following sentence into reported speech? So have a go at doing it, and I'll look in the Q&A to make sure we can do it. So how would you convert that sentence into direct speech? Yay, Jada, we love Atom too. Right, so how are we doing on the extension? Great job, Simon. Lucy inquired whether Toby took sugar in his tea. Very good sentence. Chayton as well, Nawal, very good. Lucy asked that if... Haley, really close to the sentence. I don't think you need the that in it. Tali, great sentence. Good job, Taya and Eleanor as well. Really nice. Caitlin, really good job. Noreen and Janet as well. Really good job, everyone. Yep. So if you're a bit stuck, let me show you what we need to do. What we do, Lucy asked if Toby took sugar in his tea. So reported speech is often a bit shorter than direct speech. So do you take sugar in your tea, Toby? What we're doing there, we're not directly addressing Toby, so we need to get rid of the you and your pronouns and swap them for his. Okay, so Lucy asked if Toby took sugar in his tea. We're reporting what Lucy said. We're not using the exact words, so we're not directly addressing Toby, so we use his. And instead of saying, we could also say Lucy asked whether Toby took sugar in his tea. It doesn't have to be if. But very good job on everyone on that question. So let's keep it going. Now, what we need to do here, I need to get rid of my annotations, and then I'll show you the next question. So we need to fill in the gap, okay? Again, I was just, you know what? I was tired when I was putting this together, and I just left gaps everywhere. I'm really sorry. I need your help to help me fill in these gaps. So how do I fix this sentence? What is the reporting clause that I need? And if you want an extension, could you give me an antonym of augmentation? Great job, Demetra, on the extension, and William. Extension was I want an antonym for augmentation. Jagisha, very, very good job. Someone just lost their tooth. Simon, I hope you're okay. Decrease, well done, Fiona. Tinu, really nice. I know the word. It's really hard to say. Diminution. Really, really good. Well done, Tinu. Okay, let's see how we're doing on the poll. So I can see the majority of us went for answer option B. Let's have a look. I will end the poll. How did we do? How do we all do? Majority of us went for B, and that answer is completely correct. Well done. So an augmentation is an increase, so an increase in thefts, and we need to check all CCTV. So the reason we use stated the police officer is because let's have a look at the other answer options. We can get rid of A because we don't need a capital letter for that stated. That is incorrect punctuation. There's no full stop before it. So the reporting clause doesn't need a capital letter unless there's like a proper noun or it's at the start of the sentence. Ask the police officer, there's no question mark. So we know that the police officer is not asking a question. So asked is the incorrect reporting clause. Now, cried, that's normally to do with exclamations. So first of all, there's no exclamation mark. So that initially I'm already thinking, I'm not sure about that one. But then it's also got a capital C, and the reporting clause in this case is between two pieces of direct speech, in which case it doesn't need a capital letter. It's not at the start of the sentence. So the only answer that can be right is B. So well done, everyone, on that question. Right, let's have a go at another one. There is a missing paragraph in this sentence. Where's it got to go? Missing paragraph. Again, I'm just so clumsy. Ooh. James will be picking up on this in the afternoon as well. So you've got more of that to look forward to. Just move my face a bit. Okay, so we've had a minute. I'll give you a hint if you're a bit stuck. When a new person speaks, we need to put we need to put it on a new line. That wasn't a really helpful hint. I think I could have been more eloquent, but when a new person starts speaking, it's got to go on a new line. Another, you've got the time it takes me to take my multivitamin to get your answer in. Then I'm ending the poll. Tastes bad. Okay, how did we do? Share results. Pretty split between A and D. Let's have a look. The answer was indeed D. Well done. So we need to put yes, I replied on a new line because yes is me speaking. So when a new person speaks in dialogue, we need to put that speech on a new line. On the first line, have you done your homework? My teacher asked. That's one person speaking. Yes, I replied. That's me replying. New person is speaking. So we put the speech on a new line. There we go. That's how we do our missing punctuation. Right. Next up, we've got, so like I said, I wanted to introduce some other types of questions, right? So as well as correctly punctuating sentences, we need to sometimes be able to pick the correct style. So choose the correct ending to complete this informal direct speech. Grandpa laboriously lamented, it's really cold today. Something. So we want to end this in an informal way. I'll give you a minute to have a think. For an extension, how would we end this in a formal way? Nice direct speech example, Jack. Good job, Levi. Sorry about any issues on the Q&A. We will work to get those sorted. I can see there's been some issues, but don't worry, we'll get it fixed. Thank you, Lindsay. And sorry, Esme, for the issues in the Q&A. We'll make sure that we get this fixed for the next lesson. Sorry, Ayan, for the issues. The extension would just be to end this in a formal way as opposed to informal. Okay, so we've had about 2 minutes, so I'm going to end the poll now and share the results. We can see the majority of us went for answer option C, which is completely correct. So if something is informal, it is like casual, it's like chill, right? So Grandpa laboriously lamented, it's really cold today, isn't it? That's informal. Your grandpa might be talking to you. It might be nice and like chill, easy, and formal. Now, for formal, if something is formal, it's like posh and fancy. So it would be like, I would say answer option, let's have a look. Answer option A would have been a good example of something that was formal. So it's really cold today, wouldn't you say? That's quite a formal way of saying that it's cold today, isn't it? So that would be formal. Now, I had another extension for this, but I forgot to say it. So laboriously lamented, there are two literary techniques in there. So we have our alliteration of the L and the L, but we also have assonance. So laboriously lamented, those vowel sounds of the A are the same, okay? And that very long vowel sound creates like a drawling tone. So laboriously lamented, it takes longer to read and it helps to show the exhaustion and exasperation of Grandpa. He doesn't like the fact it's cold today. So again, anyway, that was the extension I forgot to say, but I just gave you the answer anyway, because I'm feeling nice today. And I want to make up for the issues. Okay, right, an A, B, or C question now. We need to, can you convert the script into speech? A, B, or C? Have a go. So well done for everyone that is answering the question and focusing on their work. That's really, really good. Keep it up. I'll start going through this question to give us some hints of what we need to do. So when we have a script and we need to convert it into direct speech, we just need to apply all of the rules we know about direct speech and punctuation into one cohesive argument, okay? So we have got to do, so teacher, have you asked your homework? I know that the exact words we use are going to have to go in bunny ears, okay? So because we are converting into direct speech, remember with direct speech, we need to use the exact words that we used. So I know that all of the words that are in the script are going to go into the speech, are going to go into bunny ears, okay? Now, next up, what we need to do is make sure that there is a new line every time someone talks. So I can see in A and B, in A and C, we have a new line every time someone speaks. In B, we don't. I can also see B is wrong because it's a mix of direct speech and reported speech. So I replied that I had, and my teacher was pleased. That is not using the exact word said. There are no bunny ears. It is reported speech. So B can't be correct. So now I'm between A and C. Have you done your homework? My teacher asked. That is correct on both of them. Yes, I replied that I had. Now, that is wrong because I need to say, yes, I replied, I have, because if I'm converting this script into direct speech, I need to use all of the exact words that were used, okay? So yes, I replied, I have, is using the exact words that were spoken, okay? So that's why it needs to be A rather than C. Okay, so we're going to keep going. I've got a nice hard question for us to finish, and then we'll do a review. So what we need to do, you need to select the subjunctive form of to be that will correctly complete this sentence. I forgot to end the poll on the last question. I'm very sorry. The majority of us got the right answer, A. Well done. I will show the poll on this one. So select the subjunctive form of to be. I'll give you a minute to have a think, and then I'll start giving you some hints. And can everyone please behave themselves on the Q&A and be nice to everyone in the class and be respectful? Otherwise, you will be banned from the classes, okay? We've only got 5 minutes left, and please can people be kind and not rude, and we will fix the Q&A issue for the next lesson. Thank you, Haley, and thank you for the vast majority of everyone that has done so well in this lesson and has been doing a great job of the extension and the questions. I'm really, really impressed and proud of everyone for keeping on working and behaving, and I'm really sorry for the issues that we've had today. Now, if you want an extension, could you have a go at telling me what subjunctive means? Yes, everyone be kind. I agree. Tricky question to end, isn't it, Ayan? Great job, Sophia. Really, really lovely answer. Relating to or denoting a mood, expressing what is imagined or wished or possible. Really, really good. Yes, everyone be kind. Don't be rude. If you're rude in the Q&A, you won't be able to come to these lessons, and that only applies to a minority of us. But you need to behave yourself just like we're in school, okay? Right, back to the question. The subjunctive form is a type of formal speech, and it's used to show when something is desirable, doubtful, possible, or uncertain. So when I think of subjunctive, I normally just think of uncertainty. Okay, so it's expressing something that you're not sure about. So in this sentence, Mr. Evans asked if I blank available for an interview this afternoon. Because Mrs. Evans is asking if I'm available, we use the subjunctive because she doesn't know if I am going to be available or not, right? There is some uncertainty or doubt there. Because there's uncertainty and doubt, we use the subjunctive form of the verb. Now, if we have a look at the answers, I can see that we have a pretty split between two of the answers. I'm going to end the poll because 80% of us have been doing our work and been paying attention, doing an amazing job. So big well done for everyone who's been continuing to focus in this lesson. I can see that the majority of us went for answer option A. I can see why we would go for A, but the actual answer is E. Now, the subjunctive form of to be is just were. So Mrs. Evans asked if I were able, I think that we're able to come. There should be like, we're able to come for an interview this afternoon. If I were able to come for an interview this afternoon. So let me just add that into the sentence. If I were able to come for an interview this afternoon. Now we use were, that is the subjunctive form of to be. It expresses an element of doubt or uncertainty. We don't know if I will, Mrs. Evans doesn't know if I will be able to come to an interview this afternoon. So we need to use the subjunctive. Now, a lot of us went for A, would be, so I would be available for an interview this afternoon. That's conditional, actually, but A does make sense because of the typo in the sentence. So if you put A, you can count yourself as having the right answer because there was a section missing from the sentence. But were is the subjunctive form of the verb. It expresses uncertainty or doubt. Okay, so any questions, you know what to do. You can have been having some lovely emails from the short story competition. Can't wait to share some of those with you on Friday. And remember, you can message us on our socials as well if you have any other questions. Now, what happens next? We've had a lovely lesson covering direct and reported speech. There will be an adaptive activity afterwards to complete. So log on to Nucleus and do your homework. A quick questionnaire would be good. Let us know what could be better, or what stuff you want to see over half term. Again, we'll work on fixing any issues that we had today, and I'm really, really sorry for them today, class. Big thank you for everyone that worked really hard and continued working despite the distractions. I'm really impressed, and we'll make sure we'll get this problem fixed and it won't happen again. And remember, anyone who's rude in the Q&A is not going to have a place in any of my lessons because we are a respectful class that values learning. Right, spiel over. Have a lovely day, everyone. I will be back tomorrow morning where we're going over colons and semicolons. Remember, there's lunchtime logic with James today at 11, and then Atom in the afternoon at 2 p.m. with James as well. I think and then tomorrow I think I'm back to doing Atom in the afternoon tomorrow. So you'll get 2 doses of Jono tomorrow. So again, that's it. Have a lovely day, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.